Hello and welcome. So today we're going to be looking at finding the equation of a quadratic function when you are not given the vertex, right? So in the previous video we looked at, um, when you have the vertex, you can plug into vertex form and get the equation, or when you're in standard form, you can convert back and forth into vertex form by just plugging into those equations. However, here we're just given any three random points on the parabola and asked to connect them to find the equation. So I'm going to look at this first one here, and we're going to be writing the equation in standard form because, again, we do not have the vertex. So we know our standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And we know that each point we were given represents a possible value of x and y. So what we're going to do is take each of these 3 points and plug them in to that standard form equation. So once we've plugged in our 3 points, we should get -6 and 6 plugged in here. We'll see the -1 and the 9 plugged in the middle, and then 2 and 42 plugged in on the bottom. So basically what I'm going to do now is go through and just clean up this equation, or these 3 equations, I should say. So I know -6 squared is going to give me 36. So I'm going to rewrite this as 36a. I know that b times -6 is just a -6b. In the middle row, I know that -1 squared is a +1. So that guy can just kind of go away. I know that b times -1 would make a -b, so I need a -b in the middle. And then on the bottom, I know that 2 times 2 gives me 4, so this is going to change to a 4a. And then I know that b times 2 would just be 2b. So now I've got each row simplified, and I know that when I'm doing systems of equations like this, it usually makes more sense to have the equation on the left and the number it's supposed to equal up to on the right. So I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite that really quickly. And so here's our system of equations. If we remember from our previous videos that when we have these systems of 3 equations and 3 unknowns, the quickest way to solve them is by converting them into a matrix. So to do that, once again, we're going to take the 3 rows and we're going to ignore all of the variables and all of the extra symbols. So instead of 36a, I just need a 36. Instead of -6b, I just need a -6. And instead of a plus c, since there is no number in front of the c, I'm going to treat that as a 1. And then wherever I see this equal sign, I'm just going to kind of draw a line down here to kind of separate that out. And then we'll do the same thing on the other rows. So the a will just become a 1. The -b will just be a -1. Positive c becomes +1. 4a becomes 4. 2b becomes 2. And then the c becomes a 1. And then just for the sake of it, I'm going to label my columns A, B, C, and then the final number, just so we don't forget how everything was plugged in. Then what I'm going to do is go over to Desmos, put in my matrix, and simplify the equation. So just a quick refresher. we know that we go to desmos.com/matrix, we type new matrix, and then we use these little pluses to make sure that we have enough spaces for all the numbers that we need. And then we just type down whatever we had from the previous page. So our top row will be 36, -6, 1, and -6. Our middle row will be 1, -1, 1, and 9. And our bottom row will be 4, 2, 1, and 42. So hit enter. And then I'll remember that the command to simplify the matrix into reduced row echelon form is this RREF at the bottom. I will click the capital A because that's what our matrix is called. And then our simplified matrix is over here. So the A should be a 1, the B should be a 10, and the C should be an 18. And so to get our final answer, we'll go back to our standard form of the equation, and we'll just plug in those values from the matrix. So the A we said should be a 1. The B should be 10. And the C should be 18. So I can either leave my answer like that, or I can just get rid of the 1 because I know 1x squared is the same as just an x squared by itself. So there's the simplified version of that equation. Once again, we plugged in our 3 points into the standard form. We converted that into a matrix using systems of equations, and then we used Desmos to simplify the matrix and get the values of A, B, and C. That's all I have for this one. I will see you guys next time.